everyone, and welcome to the More After This podcast. So here we go. So thank you to Savannah for being our very first guest today. Let's go. Woo-hoo. One of these days we'll get a soundboard, and so I'll be able to be like, yeah, Savannah. Exactly. Yeah. I love it. Okay, so let's jump right into it because we don't got a lot of time. How's your morning been? What have you been up to?
Morning's been so good. I have been up to a lot. I've been up to the little diamond art kits things where you have the paper with all the numbers and you put little gems on each little individual mark. Mm-hmm. Very frustrating. But so fun.
Why is it frustrating? Is it just meticulous?
Yes, very meticulous, very detailed. I have to bend over and hunch my back so much so I can see what I'm doing. I also did it with no lights on, which probably is also part of the issue, but know.
I'd assume, you gotta get some lights. Otherwise you're just, eat some more carrots. You'll be fine, actually.
That's a good idea. I was eating cashews.
Cashews, let's go. I love it. I made that joke about eating carrots to my field crew manager, and she thought it was funny, and I felt like the funniest person in the world. I was like, don't worry, I can see, I eat my carrots, and the fridge was full of carrots, and it felt like a double whammy joke. I don't know why.
I made that joke too recently.
Yeah.
And the person I was with didn't understand what I was saying. They're like, what? I was like, what?
It's like, you can't see in the dark? Yeah. Excuse me? Okay, so I have a question. 2 jobs, okay? I wanted to ask you, how has it been juggling 2 jobs, being a student, and being on your last breath of being a teenager?
Oh my god. Well, 2 jobs was fun in the beginning. Then
always is something new.
Yeah, something new kept me very busy, which I needed, and then it just started getting boring, and at some points overwhelming. But I already didn't do schoolwork, so it wasn't really it pushed back my school time.
And you were juggling ice cream shop. Were you working at 2 different ice cream shops for the same company, or were you just at one of the locations?
Yeah. I don't really count that as 2 different shops just because I only get scheduled at one of them and it's through the same people. But yeah, there's 2 separate locations which are only a block away from each other. Which I worked at, and then Big 5 also in Big 5 had 8-hour long shifts. My ice cream store only had 5-hour shifts. And so it was a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, that changing into first of all, starting a job, and then you're like, wow, my body hurts in ways I didn't know my body could hurt, because you're standing, I don't know, you've never stood for 5 hours straight, And then you upgrade to 8 hours a day, and then you're like, what the actual hell is this?
Yeah. My knees and my back were going through it. And going to the gym, oh my gosh, my knees were killing me.
Yeah, why would you do that to yourself, bro?
Because gains are life.
There you go. Fair enough. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Oh yeah, your last breath of being a teenager. It's 2025.
I know.
You were born in 2005.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy that you are a person and you were born in 2005? Look, you're driving and you know how to talk.
I know how to talk. My driver's license expires this year. That is so weird to me. I just got my license. How are you going to tell me it's expiring? What?
Yeah.
But I still get my upwards one because I'm still not 21. Boring.
It expires in 2025? Or what? Yes. What month?
I think July. My birthday.
That's actually fair. I was like, if it expires near the end of the year, just wait a little longer, even though it's scary, and then just update it in January of 2026, because then you can just get it. Oh wait, no, because you won't be 21 then either. Never mind. That train of thought didn't work. Get wrecked indeed. Okay, so I wanted to ask about Big 5. Has there been any big changes at Big 5 recently? What's been going on? What's happening with Big 5?
Well, the very beginning of my working there, I was working building all the shelves and everything and putting all the merchandise out. And I loved doing that because it was, I don't know, I found it fun. And then when
It was
we
like
opened,
Sims in real life.
yeah, exactly. um, and then when the store actually opened up, I was killing it because like customers love me. I'm such a people person, of
Damn
course.
straight. Mm-hmm.
Um, and but we kept having to ask for like our marketing thing, or like e-teams is what we call them,
Mm-hmm.
for people to sign up to get our coupons. And in the beginning it was like fine because like people always ask me that at the store and I always like say no. But then after getting rejected millions of times, it started weighing on me and I didn't want to do it anymore. And so then eventually I like slowly kind of stopped asking people or I'd only
Mm-hmm.
ask people who looked like they would want to. Um, but then I kept getting called out for not having a lot of signups. I was like, "Oh, that's so weird. I don't know what happened." um, and then it just became like slower and like just more like mental effort to go into work at Big Five. And so I was like, maybe this one isn't for me. And then recently, my like turning point where I was like, okay, like it's time, was this guy like walked in, and I didn't see it at first. He just looked like not like sketchy, but he looked less than I don't know. He looked
Not
a
the most
little
trustworthy.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but it was fine because he was just walking around, and then one of my coworkers was like walking towards like me kind of and past the guy, and I was like, oh hey, what's up? And then he walked over to me and was like, yo, like that guy's just holding an open knife. I was like, huh?
What
Um,
the?
um, and then I like wrote on a little note because my boss was helping someone. I wrote a little note and I passed it to him. And he said, okay. And we just kind of watched the guy. And then I went to go tell our other coworker who was working, just so everyone was aware.
Mm-hmm.
And then um, the guy ended up leaving. I told him, "Have a good day," and he's like, "You too." So it was an interesting
To keep you
experience,
saved.
but yeah, I don't understand who walks around a Big Five with an open knife.
Who walks around
Um,
in general with a big five? I mean, with a
yeah,
open knife.
open
Like, come
knife.
on. That's
No, for
terrifying.
real.
I can't also
Yeah,
imagine like being your boss and then getting like slid a note. This is like there's
yeah,
a man with a knife. I'd be like, ah.
yeah. No, he was really chill about it, which I was actually a
Oh
little
god.
more surprised about.
Yeah, he's like normal Tuesday. Let's go.
Yeah. Also, recently I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
working, but apparently these like two guys came in and filled like carts or baskets full of merchandise and ran out our back emergency entrance into a U-Haul truck and left with like over like $1,000 worth of stuff.
That's
Apparently they found them
insane.
pretty quick, but still, that is so scary. I
Was
don't
it a
want to have to
stolen
deal with
U?
that.
Was it a stolen U-Haul?
I don't think it was. I think they rented it.
Dang. So not only did
But
they
yeah,
literally self-incriminate themselves, but that's insane. That's absolutely insane and terrifying.
yeah.
Do you guys have a chase policy, or did you just like have to watch them?
It's absolutely, yeah, don't engage.
Oh,
You can like
nice.
go up to people if
Good.
you think they're stealing and be like, "Oh, do you want me to hold that up front for you or do you need any help?"
That's
But
funny.
if people like look like they're just stealing, we can't be like, "Don't steal" or "Stop right there," because our lives are more valuable than merchandise.
Mm-hmm. Damn straight. Hell yeah.
Yep.
When you quit, no, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. But you did quit. Is that happened?
Okay, yeah. So, well, I've been talking about it for like a month.
Yeah.
But then 2 weeks ago, I was like, okay, I'm actually gonna do it. But then
Mm-hmm.
I got scared. And then my next shift, I worked with literally my favorite coworkers. It's like the best shift ever. And so I
Yeah.
was like, how am I supposed to leave with
Every
these
time
people?
ropes you
Yeah,
back in.
yeah. And so then I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll just bring it in my next shift. And then I kept forgetting. And then only like 3 days ago, I was like, okay, I have to do it because if it's not now, I have to wait extra 2 weeks.
Exactly.
And so I went in and I checked the schedule. My boss was supposed to be there, but when I went in, I was like, "Yo, where the boss at?" And apparently he was on lunch. And so I gave it to our like assistant manager, and I was like, "I have a present for him. It's my 2 weeks." And she like first like looked at me, all like what? And then she was like, cool, cool. And I was like, cool? What kind of reaction is that? Because like, what? And she was like, I mean, honestly, I don't think I'd wish this job on anyone. Like, there's
That's
these new
so funny.
opportunities. And I was
That's
like, okay,
so
okay.
funny. It's probably just because you're a great worker, and she was like I'm gonna lose. Okay, okay, you know, like she was just processing, probably.
Yeah.
But that's so funny. I wouldn't wish this on anybody, but you know, people need to be here, so thanks.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah. So wait, when did you put that in? How many days do you have left?
Last Friday. So
Mm.
this Friday and then next Friday, because that Friday will be the last or payday, and so my last day's on payday, and I thought that worked out fine.
Nice.
So, yes.
But then, you know, with how pay periods work, that last week of work, you'll get paid on a separate check. Because you don't get paid for the week of work, you
Oh, that's
work.
true.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll have to go back again.
I know, you gotta say, actually, give me one more week or take one off. I'm just kidding. No, it'll be fine, because then you get your check with, like, all your hours, and then you're like, yay, that's it. And then you get one more, and it has a little bit, but then it's, like, free money, you know? Because it's just a little bit of money.
Yeah. That's so true.
Yeah, I remember quitting my first job, and it was at Baskin-Robbins, and, like, I don't know, I was young, and it was, like, I was close to her, whether it was, you know, my want or not. We got very close, and she would tell me all these things, and I just was like, I can't leave. I feel so guilty. And so then I went down to, like, 3 days a week, and then I went down to 2 days a week, and then I went down to 1 day a week, and then I one day came in and shaking. I'm like, I have to talk to you. And she's like, it's okay. I know. Like, she's like, I've been seeing it coming for a while. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Like, actually having a panic attack. But it was fine. And did I tell you about the time I quit on my break?
No.
Somewhere? Oh my God, it was terrifying. It was when I worked at JCPenney, in the photography area. And I loved the photography part of it. But the job wasn't photography. It was just like, here's a script, and now try to sell these pictures and try to upsell. And here's all these things, you know, to memorize and just upsell. And I just didn't want to do that. And I had a day where it was in training where it was so overwhelming. We had a huge family there, and I had to explain just how, I don't know. Anyways, it was so dumb. And I was like, I hate this. And I went on my break, and I cried, and I called Dad, and I was like, Dad, I can't do this. Do I wait until training's over? Do I wait till the end of the day and email her? And he's like, bitch, he didn't say that, but he's like, girl, you can't do that. Like, go in and tell her right now that, like, you don't want to do it anymore. Don't waste her time. Don't waste your time. And I was like, oh God, I'm so scared. And again, but this is like years later. At least I've had a couple jobs I've quit, and I felt more confident just doing it. Mm-hmm. And it was only like day 8 or something, so I wasn't too far into training. But I walked in, I'm hella shaking. Probably, like, my face red as hell, on the verge of tears. I'm like, hey, I am so sorry to do this to you, but I realize this is not what I want to do. I don't love it here, and if you would like me to finish out my training, I can totally do that. I don't, this isn't me. This isn't what I want to do. And she, like, was eating her pizza, and she's like, thank you for telling me. No, I think you should finish out today. And I thought she would hate me, because I left. I ran out after that because she had a great reaction. Called Dad back. I was like, it's fine. Everything was fine. And he's like, yeah, duh, you are just overthinking it, like always. And then I came back from my break thinking she would hate me. And she was like, so nice. And we were just hanging out. And then at the end of the day, she's like, feel free to come back for photos anytime, Andy. Like, we love you. And I followed her crochet TikTok account. And
nice.
Anyways, I haven't gone back, but I want to. Because it was terrifying. But I want to go back, like, to take pictures, like you and me. Like, if you come to visit, we can go take pics at JCPenney, you know?
Okay, yeah.
Anyways,
awkward photos.
Exactly. I think that would be so fun. Okay, let me see. Okay, I had a question. I want to know your ins and outs for 2025. Because this year, Cameron and Amelia are doing, like, a 2025 bingo card. So I jumped on that wagon. I was like, I want to make a 2025 bingo card, which I'll show, probably next episode. Maybe Ben and I will talk about our bingo cards, because we both made one. Here's my bingo card. It's all colorful.
Cute.
And yeah, anyways, I want to know what are some of your ins and outs, because here's some of my ins. Ins, bonsai trees. That's an in. Ins, doing what you want because it's fun. In, chocolate chip cookies, always. In, putting your e-brake on when you park. Always. This year, 2025, e-brakes all the time.
Yes.
In, podcasts, in audiobooks. Okay, your turn. What are your ins? Let's go.
Ins, being your true self.
Oh,
In,
yes.
Bingo cards.
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of bingo. I like bingo.
In going into nature more. In reading more.
Yes. Snaps.
In finding ways to make sure you are happy.
Yeah.
And not worrying about other people.
I love it. I love your brain. Okay, well, here's the last bit that I have, and it's speed round questions. Let's go. Okay, what are your top 2 TV shows? Because top 1 is too hard. Top 2.
Psych.
Yeah.
And Dance Moms.
Oh, let's go. I didn't even think of Dance Moms, but Psych was one that I was like, oh, I gotta add that one to my list. Okay, what's your favorite snack as of this week? Because I feel like mine changes every week.
Mine does change every week. Right now, I've been snacking on Sour Patch Kid watermelons.
Heck yes. What about your favorite class? I know you just started, but so far, what's looking the most promising? Astronomy! Okay, that's so exciting. Yes, I can't wait to hear more about astronomy. Next time we do an update check-in, you'll be more into your classes, and we'll be able to get to know more about school and stuff. That'll be fun. Okay, what are you most excited for this year, besides astronomy class? Unless it's astronomy class.
Hopefully get a good idea of where I want to transfer to and what I actually want to do with my college life.
Hard decisions. If I was John Cena, could you see me?
No.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch or honeycomb cereal?
I'm always a Cinnamon Toast Crunch girly.
Werewolf or vampire?
Werewolf.
Chicken or beef ramen?
Chicken.
Spiral Walk or Sprites Night?
Sprites Night.
Yeah, that one was an easy one. All right, well, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for listening to us today, guys. And remember, there is more after this. Thank you, Savannah. I love you. See you later.
Love
Yeah.
you.